Welcome back to AWE TV. My name is Mark Pizer, and with me is Jay Donovan, writer at TechCrunch. Jay, you're giving a talk here at AWE called Digital Darwinism, and you want to present to people that this technology can be more than just selling products, but you think there's a deeper approach that we have to take in order to appreciate it. Is that roughly right?
Yeah. This year I'm kind of looking at things kind of philosophically. Okay. There are lots of different kinds of technology, but I'm really focused on thinking about what do these things mean for people, and trying to keep users and people at the focus of AR and mixed reality tools. Yeah, that's what I'm...
What do you think it means for people then? I mean, this helps them? Or is another flashy thing in the distance that we need to be looking at?
Yeah, so what I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about where AR and augmented reality, mixed reality, these are tools, right? And I think they serve us best when they're used as tools and not necessarily for marketing purposes, or, they help us achieve something, and it's really important to make sure that we're focused on what that thing is we're trying to achieve with it. And it's not just using it to use it, and that's kind of that's what I'm looking at as I examine technology here, think about what it means and what it means for people.
Yeah. I mean, and there's different ways that these tools can help, and there's different types of technology to help people get to that same solution, right? I mean, lots of hardware, software, the SDKs, even business models, monetization models. I mean, do you think AR, when do you think AR is going to go beyond just a business tool?
Well, I think when it's going to go beyond a business tool, miniaturization, that's kind of a trend I keep an eye on, and I think that always helps consumers when either the thing that they're wearing is comfortable and small, or it's unobtrusive in some way. That's one thing I kind of keep an eye on, or at least if they're in a scenario or a situation where it's safe to use it and it's safe to look maybe a little bit dorky, because the thing that you're focused on doing is not, it's not distracted by, you're focused on the thing you're trying to do with this tool, and you're not distracted by you're out at a cocktail party or something trying to do it.
So you bring that up, and we've heard the stories about people wearing Google Glass, for example, and that was useful, or the wearer liked it enough to go out with it. Do you take the approach of the observer outside of the user? Because people were kind of distraught. I don't want that thing around me. I think the camera can be on. I don't know if it's on, but it can be. Do you take that? I mean, how do you think? What do you think that fits into the equation here?
Yeah, well, glasses, kind of, it raised some privacy concerns, right? Obviously, and I think that, really, with something like glass, it was a situation where maybe the technology got out in front of the user need. It kind of was in front of it. It seemed great on paper. It's like everyone's going to need this, but maybe there wasn't enough research about what people's needs were, and so it was the technology leading the user need, unfortunately. And I think that's where there was some backlash about it. Don't get me wrong. I honestly think it's a great tool, and when it's used in the right way, then it can still make sense, and it still is viable as enterprise. I think, in my own opinion, but that's just me.
Yeah. Supposedly, it's a new rev is coming out. Yeah. We'll know more. What about AWE 2016? What do you think? Anything sticking out? Whether it's a technology, a certain company, a different approach?
That's what I'm here to find out.
Okay.
I've looked through, I've kind of gone a quick pass through, and I recognize a lot of business names that I see a lot and study a lot, and then some new ones. And what I'm really going to be focused on is looking for the activities that are maybe on the fringe that lead me to think about what is the trend I can spot from this. Some activities of like a lot of interactive eyewear I recognize, but if there are some other smaller companies that are doing different things than I was expecting, I might be able to piece the picture together a little bit more clearly, and that's what I'm going to try to look for.
Yeah. So I imagine you have to come to these types of conferences and kind of push aside all the lights and the flashy demos, but kind of get down deeper to what is the use case of this?
Yeah.
And how is it different than the booth next door?
Yeah, that's totally right. I mean, that's, can I actually look through it? Can I, because a rendered video of like, here's how it's going to work is a lot different sometimes than here's how it actually works right now today. And I like to actually see the tools themselves and how they're made, how they feel. Are they prototypes? And I'm totally cool with prototypes and totally cool with the idea that someone's going for. And that's why I always want to listen and think about, okay, what's next? I'm seeing this prototype, but I recognize what your idea is in it, and that leads me to believe that here's where we're going to be in another year, based on how this looks and feels and acts. And so that's I'm kind to prototypes. I don't always expect a fully productized tool when people are really trying to work through it. I'm sort of a technology optimist in that way, and not necessarily like everything has to be absolutely perfect. I'm like, tell me about your idea so we can see where this whole thing is going.
Sure. So, I mean, sometimes the technology, or at least what's in front of you, can get in the way of the actual what's the grander vision behind it. Right? 'Cause I think, and I'm glad to hear that you're much kinder than some others maybe, or prototype. Those fail a lot in real life demos, but just kind of imagine down the future it'll be more built out.
Yeah.
Speaking of the future, where do you think we'll be next year? I mean, AWE 2017, we imagine things will be more efficient, sleeker designs, content, industries will start opening up. Some proven concepts will introduce other industries or companies that don't have that R&D money.
Well, I think you'll have to come see my presentation tomorrow to give it a plug. I have some ideas about where things will be kind of near term, and then much further out. But next year at this particular conference, I'm wondering how much batteries that power, I'm giving a little bit away of my presentation, but batteries that power these things, I'm always looking at those, how much smaller they're getting, how much more efficient, because that enables a lot of things, and to be more consumery or more enterprisey or whatever the tool is needed for. So I'm going to look around a lot and see like, hey, how are people focusing on this miniaturization? Because that leads to more comfortable wearable. I view wearables as a really important part of AR, eyewear, obviously, and so I'm gonna look at that. I'm looking for those trends in smallness.
Yeah, cool. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to make the talk because I'll be sitting here giving more interviews. But they will be posted online, as will this video. So, Jay, thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
My name is Mark Peiser, and with me was Jay Donovan, writer at TechCrunch. Thanks for joining us.